Exploding.
No recording.
Why would that be any more interesting or less interesting with
An adapter piece.
voices?
Should be
Wait, not
inside.
voices. No,
Code.
why would it be more or less
Dis-
interesting? What were we
You need
saying?
the dice as well?
Oh, the thing confused me. Why did you
Do you
confuse
need
me?
the dice as well?
Yes, I do, Jackson.
What?
I
Are
said,
those
yes,
your
I
dice?
do. No, that is my die.
Okay, who needs... Are the baby dice someone's interested in possession?
An attack. So the
Listen,
council sent
say-
me and Qui-Gon
Ah.
to talk the Federation into giving them a
Jackson,
snack.
can you share your notes about the thing we were translating last week?
When I heard that they were on the chat, I deleted my notes.
You deleted your notes.
Because there was a
Jackson!
Wikipedia article, I can just read it because Scroll 23 is literally translated already.
Yeah, but our characters don't have access to that.
Our
We-
characters literally have access to
We-
translated
no!
versions of Scroll 23.
Yeah, you do.
That's common knowledge.
Yeah,
Wait,
it is.
actually?
Yes.
Wait, the thing I'm trying to translate.
Yes.
Yes.
Then why don't we just read those? Why are we? Why
I don't
did
know,
I have to look
Siren.
at this?
That's
Why did
why
I
he asked.
you?
He asked, did
Wait.
you really want him to translate it because it didn't serve a purpose? And we said, yes, it would be cool. And it is cool.
Now I'm confused. So, am I able to know what this says in English?
If you grab a translation,
Hold up,
yes.
hold up.
Draconic.
Has the game started yet?
Mute your
That's
mic.
the question.
Mute your mics. Clear comms. Ross von Wittelsbach. We begin high above your head in the clouds and the mist of Seal. It's a bright morning day. The sun, as the camera begins to drop, becomes ever less apparent until its presence and touch is completely lost, as if one was being submerged into ever greater depths of the ocean. Eventually, we split the clouds, but there is still water surrounding us, almost always falling. We see the black city of Seal, its gargantuan structures and skyscraping buildings stretching as far as the eye can see. We head to the center of this great city, where we find the Capitol building of Lavassa and St. Herman's Cathedral. We drop beneath St. Herman's Cathedral, where we find Ras von Whistlespot reading a scroll that just probably tried to kill her. But, Ross, you had a question. Does Rosk ask that question?
After a while, like of her just trying to read it, you said other people have read the scroll, correct?
Yeah, I did, says Amelia.
Do you have a translated version?
Well, I can look. Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah. You need one?
Yes.
Very well. I'll be right back with that.
Have I seen Huel before?
Yes.
We passed once the marshalship when you were leaving.
Yes, but would I have known that was Huel?
Probably.
Tell me. How many Minotaurs cross your radar there, young lady?
Was that in character?
You ask if you knew me in character? I assume not. I'm just
No,
being
I
scared.
didn't.
Okay.
Wait, where's that noise coming from?
What noise?
Missed opportunities.
Oh, it's my house. Okay. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is playing and I was extremely confused. In character.
In character.
I can't. First Deputy Huel, I presume.
Do you leave the box to go talk to Amelia?
Well, I turn around and look,
The only thing
and
in the room with you is a butterfly. shadow
Uh,
butterfly above your head, ideally out of
are
sight.
they? It's like a glass like thing, right?
Yeah, little glass, a room with glass all around it.
Yeah, and you guys are standing outside of it, right?
Yeah, I don't. Were we right outside Scroll 23s, or were we farther down the hall by the glowing one and the one with the vial in the middle? Sure. Whereabouts in the room were Amelia and I?
You're muted, Fader, by the way.
If you
Can't
were to
hear.
go over, I wasn't speaking. If you were to go to walk in the room, there's a pathway like this. The door opens up and covers the first several boxes. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so you can't see right here. It was open halfway, and so it's over this way. She is right here. The black box is right here. You and Amelia were right here, inside the door, just inside the door. At the far end of the room, there's a branch where it goes off to two separate rooms.
Mhm.
On the left room over there, you find the scroll 24.
Okay.
On the room on the right, she hasn't shown you in there yet.
Okay. Are there doors to each section, or is it just one continuous area once you enter?
It's one continuous area once.
Yeah,
you
and
enter.
obviously each room has a door, but that's separate because they're sealed.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I can't see him. I'm assuming. I
Not
didn't
at this
see all your
moment. No, not unless
gestures.
you walked out.
But you did hear me and her talking because you commented on
Yeah,
it.
but I don't know your voice.
Oh, that's true.
She wouldn't
Okay.
recognize your voice. So we're just chilling, and I'm. Oh,
As part of that feat, my investigation went up, which means my passive investigation went up. It's now 25.
oh my gosh.
I think, perhaps, maybe I have found the appropriate piece of music. Banhammer? Who am I banning? Oh yes, Garrett.
Why are we banning Garrett?
Please don't put that No one wants that. Everyone?
I kind of want it.
Why is he an investigator? It's so bad.
25 is bad? That's not. He's an investigator. He's not a beat cop. Oh, he is a beat cop.
Hey, just a reminder, please unmute your mics when you speak, even if it's just garbage talk, because I want to hear too. I want to be a part of the conversation.
I was just saying that Huel is so far from a min-max character, it causes me physical pain.
Why?
His wisdom is 14. His 28 perception is nothing but like
Feats.
fake boosting. Just yes.
Anyways, Ross.
Well,
you
I'm
are
assuming it's like me being in here with a physical
Yeah.
scroll is kind of
Yeah.
useless. I don't need to
Mhm.
read it.
Here. Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
I think I just roll it back up and I head out of the room.
Cool. You walk out of the room. At that point, Amelia walks up to you and comes up to you, hands you the scroll.
I kind of nod my head and I start to look through it.
You find chapter 15. And it says basically that there was an ongoing war between the between the fiends and demons and the celestials, you know, those creatures. And that war continued to wage for a long time, and then they realized that continuing to fight would be mutually assured destruction. So there was kind of like an armistice signed where like neither party went forward or away, and then a war started back up. But as the war was reaching its climax, the lieutenant of the Devil's army executed their leader. That little lieutenant was one Asmodeus.
Proteus, yep.
Um,
Did he execute Cacodecimonibus?
yes.
Cool. I 100% pronounced that right. You cannot convince me otherwise.
His full name is Profratus Asmodeus. Anyways, he executed his leader and then pointed out to the Celestials that, hey, look, you guys want worshippers, we want souls to feed off of, so let's make a compromise. If you guys will send your evil people down to us, we'll keep them out of your hair, and we'll torture them for all eternity and feed off of them to gain our own strength. And anytime we come across like one of your paragons or paladins or something like that, we'll send them straight up to you. No fuss, no huss, just very easy. Asmodeus was a very charismatic speaker, and through several centuries of peace talks, eventually brought peace between the Celestials and the Fiends. However, that little armistice from before kind of held. No one could directly interfere with the real world, otherwise it couldn't be proven that you weren't harming the other side. So if anyone is directly interfering with real space, they're directly interfering with the terms of the treaty, and that would technically be an act of war.
If it's a demon or devil. Everyone
Demon,
else is
devil,
celestial.
or celestial.
Yes.
So through this,
Ergo dragons
Okay.
are fair game.
this is what's going on in Ross's brain right now. So I know now that Annie is definitely in cahoots with a demon or something directly, because it's a celestial that came to me and is against Annie.
That would mean it's a demon, isn't it? Because of a celestial directly interfering.
Demon
it has to
or
be... No, because demons and devils are very different. They don't fall under the same armistice.
Yeah, that is
I'm
correct.
saying one of
Asmodeus has
those
no
groups.
jurisdiction.
I know it's one of the like torture the evil groups.
Well, technically, the beings of the Mindscape aren't really party to that treaty. They're more so in that. Well, they are, but they're not part of the like trade part of it. Beings from the Mindscape, demons, are not part of like, oh, we're gonna keep people for ourselves and we're gonna give you people.
I don't-
They're just like, oh, we're gonna take whatever we can get our hands on because screw you. That's why. However, they realize that an all-out war with the Celestials or the Fiends would be Bad News Monday. So.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Ross doesn't know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Anyways, you walk out. Sure enough, standing there, you see Mr. Hewlin von Gimsbach, Lord First Deputy.
hmm.
Evening.
Why are you down here?
Oh, I was just looking for her and she was here, so here we are. Are you a reader? You just never really struck me as a bookish type.
I'm looking for information on something that has come up.
You probably should have just asked her. She probably knows everything there is to know about these. Like,
I did, and she didn't know. I don't know why she told me to read. Why are you
Amelia.
laughing?
He kind of looks over to you. Yes, my lord?
Why'd you bring this poor girl down here? You know what's in here.
I am well aware of what's in here, but what she was asking for... I mean, just let me say that no one's been able to decipher it as of yet.
Oh, is that glowy scroll around the corner?
Yes, my lord, it is the...
That's what you said, 24,
Hey.
right?
Pain enters her eyes, and it looks like her eyes are gonna roll back inside of her head, and she might have an aneurysm. She goes, the glowy scroll
Oh, my
is the one we are not able
24.
to decipher.
It came back to me just a moment of it was the bright one. Ah,
Aren't Minotaur's memories impeccable?
their kinetic memory is impeccable. They never forget where they've been.
Right. Yeah.
And I did remember. It just took me a second. No one ever said it was
This
like
is very interesting.
instant labyrinthine memory. That's labyrinth is a
But-
big place.
This is very interesting, but why did you make me read?
I made you do
Good.
no such thing. I merely
Why
asked if
didn't
you
you-
wanted to.
I don't. Okay, whatever.
You didn't go into that scroll 24 though, did you? That thing seems like it's a real beast of a real bear. I mean, I don't know, maybe consulates are made of sterner stuff than we heard, but
A bear? You think these scrolls are made out of bear hide? I find that highly unlikely.
just like heel deadpans for no apparent reason. Just,
What's wrong?
well, did you go into the scroll room? I asked a
Okay,
question. I was just waiting on the.
No, I haven't
Oh.
yet.
Well, I hear she's always looking for volunteers, so if you're feeling, bold and brave, now's the day to take a peek.
That's what I've been trying to decide if I want to do it or not.
Well, go for it. You got two people here. I'm pretty good at pulling people out of fire. Wouldn't be the first time.
You can't make me laugh like that.
What? It's just. If you're gonna go running into trouble, you might as well have a cop and firefighter on hand, and here I am.
Amelia, what are the usual injuries that happen besides the eye and hand burning?
Oh, there is no usual. It's different for every person.
See, you could walk out with just like one less toenail. Never know until you try.
I could really go with no sarcastic remarks.
You think I was being sarcastic? She literally said it's different for every person. I'm trying to give you hope.
You are more than welcome to walk in there. I would love to see someone read it finally.
Ooh.
But I can't. I don't know the language.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you did all right deciphering the other one before you got exasperated and handed it over to me. But I mean, someone looking at it and being able to tell about what they saw is more than anything we've gotten so far.
I can take a pen or something in there with me and write it down, can't I?
Oh, sure. She reaches over and grabs grabs a little tablet and hands it over to you.
I've been through worse. Worst thing that can happen is more pain. And I'll go in.
Cool.
I'll send my butterfly on your shoulder, just because I care.
What is this?
Oh, this is a little household familiar. It's a thing a spawn do. Just someone to keep you company, keep your spirits up.
Okay. Stop laughing! You're making me go out of character! I couldn't take it earlier. My sister was playing Twinkle Little Star in some instrument, and I couldn't. Okay, what am I doing?
You're walking
I'm going
into the
in.
radiant room. I'm
I am.
gonna. Can I stand behind the door
Sure.
and keep the glass? Actually, no, I don't want to be near there. I'll take it back. I'm gonna be halfway down the hall, just looking through butterfly eyes. There's a bunch of glass walls, so I can theoretically see into the room, even if I'm several rooms down. I don't want any chance of there being line of sight from the book to me. That's all.
You
Am I
walk
supposed to-
in.
Hold up. Am I supposed to have proficiency in more saving throws? I only have it in one.
Probably. Just didn't write it down, I assume. I don't know.
What do you have it in?
Constitution.
So, you ready?
Yes. Sorry.
Cool. You walk into the room. The book. It's a scroll emitting soft, warm light.
I'm going to only have my left eye open.
Okay. You approach the scroll and it begins to get inconceivably bright. You keep walking.
That was a yes. I don't know if you saw me nod.
Okay. You walk up to the book, to the scroll, place your hand on it, begin to pull it aside when white pain courses through your body and you see nothing but white. Watching from the distance, Mr. Huel, you would see a flash of brilliance and an arched back of acting consul Ross von Wisselsbach. A moan that sounds like someone trying to scream for pain but is unable to get the words out echoes forth. What are you doing, Ross? What are you looking at? Do you have a death wish? I thought I said I needed you alive.
I won't die from this.
No, not that I'm here. No, you won't. A cold hand touches your back, almost as if it were ice. No, this is worse. Heat begins to seep from your back into the hand. Look down.
I look.
You look at the scroll, and the light begins to fade for your eyes, but you know the light is still there, still blinding you, still obscuring the vision of any who might be looking on. You look down, but you can see through it, and you see the most brilliant, the most beautiful writing you've ever seen in your life. You have no idea what it even means, what any of it could possibly be. What do you think?
What does it say?
Nothing to remark about its beauty?
I only care about what it says.
Well, it says many things. It explains a great deal. Where would you like me to start? Oh, the butterfly is very dead.
Oh,
I've been asking.
oh gosh, I was not prepared for. I thought it would be like the demon book. I didn't realize I would actually have to think of questions to ask.
You are very foolish.
That's not in character. This is not in character. This is not. This time
No,
is not
I
passing.
recognize that. She said that you were very foolish. He said that you were very foolish. Aziraphale said that you were very foolish.
Gosh, I can't.
You know, Ross, you hold on to the book despite the pain, despite the suffering. It must be unbearable having the heat pouring in on one side of you and being sucked out the other. Your life must be so treacherous. Why do you still hold on? Why do you not simply let go? Why do you not look away? The gold of his halo is chilling as it comes close to your cheek. As Aziraphale leans in and whispers, "Just let go." Oh, but you won't, will you? Aziraphale
What are you
pulls away.
hiding?
I'm hiding nothing. I've revealed the scroll to you, have I not? You see,
But I can't
I
read it.
think the reason that you won't let go of it is because, despite everything you say, you like the pain.
Can you not?
You don't know anything but pain. You cannot live without it. And that's why you never listened to the words of your poor departed master. Because you
Stop
knew if you
talking.
let go, you would never feel again. I think it's time for you to go do what I asked you to.
I
Miss
haven't
Whittle's
learned
Bond.
anything yet.
The pain begins to return and the light begins to blind you again as Aziraphale takes his hand off of your back. Oh, by all means, stand there and look at it.
I let go.
The light immediately fades away and you take a few steps backwards. Gain resistance to radiant damage.
Oh.
That's all that does is cancels out her vulnerability, yes.
Hold up.
What? Okay. No, it's fine. Okay, so Aziraphale is gone. There's no mark that he was ever there. Huel, you saw a flash of light, and then she staggered backwards and had let go of the scroll. Amelia steps forward and says, "You're unharmed."
It was useless. I couldn't read it.
But did
You
you
could see it?
You could see it?
Yes.
Someone get a mind reader in here. Notepad and pen? Could you just write down any of the images you saw?
I mean, we've established that Ross is good at remembering writing,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. Yeah.
I'll write down what I saw and, you know,
Cool.
give it to
And
them.
you give it to who?
Whichever one is there.
Amelia's the I can't read them.
Cool. Amelia grabs
Amelia
it
then.
and her hands catch on fire and she immediately takes 27 points of radiant damage.
Jeez. Just from
Oh
what was
no.
writ- But can she read it?
There's a scream that echoes from her mouth as she flails and gets and lets go of it. And steps back, looking up at it. She hisses a little bit, and her eyes become truly vampiric for the first time since you've known her, Huel. She looks down, and her hand is scarred a little from the heat. She walks away and says, "It's time for us to leave this room."
Hey, Germ. Aren't vampires vulnerable to radiant
Yep,
damage?
That's why she took so much.
Oh, but why an even number like 27?
Because she's vulnerable, so it gets doubled.
No, that 27 is not an even number.
Oh,
see what he's
I
saying.
misheard.
I said the number wrong.
Because it was a generally higher number, not a specifically multiplied.
No, I did multiply it, but I said a number wrong.
Question.
Because I'm looking at 27 on my screen. Wait, can you hear us, Spencer?
Yeah.
Spencer?
We can't hear you.
Well,
Bye-bye. Welcome back.
Only if I don't try to.
Okay. So, I'm gonna make sure Amelia's all right. You know, that is nothing else nothing else that's burned, just the hand. Can she still move it all right? Full range of.
She begins to open and close it. Yes, I can move it just fine. It's good. It's time for us to leave. Come on.
The piece of paper? Where did that land? And did it land face up?
Roll a luck check for me, please.
Oh no.
You do realize you're rolling against my dice, so what'd you roll?
11.
It's face up.
Cool. I send a butterfly to look at it.
Your butterfly can see the writing, yeah.
Cool. Make a mental note of what that is.
Okay.
And leave a butterfly in this room up in a corner.
Roll a stealth check for me, please, as you guys leave the room.
Well, I mean, if through the paper, it just has to stay there, right?
And roll at advantage because it's a little shadow butterfly.
Oh, you shadow butterfly. My stat? Or do butterflies have dexterity?
I don't know. Yes, use your stats, I suppose.
That's a 14.
Well, I mean, a butterfly would have better stealth than that.
Oh, you tell me.
Yeah, you guys walk out of the room. Amelia doesn't say anything. The door closes behind you, and she says, "Thank you for your visit today, Miss Whittlesbach, but I'll be seeing you out now. Mr. Gent, my lord, I'll see you around." And she, clutching her wrists, begins to walk away.
Don't forget to check in with and crap, what was the name of the list of sisters she had recommended to me? The
What?
medical. There was a list of medical helpers that I think are on the other side of notes. When it first got in my eye.
Oh, just the church in general.
Oh,
The temple.
okay. Take good care of yourself, Amelia. And I guess you too, Consul Ross, although I don't suppose you have anything wrong with you. Careful with those. Oh, yeah?
Mother, Amalsalon and several sisters, adept sisters, approach and say, "Russ van Wittelsbach, you are being searched for. Come with us."
I will like to talk with you on a later date.
That was addressed to you.
Oh,
You, Gamesbach.
Swing by anytime. I'm there at least 3 hours a day. So, you can schedule an appointment, or you could just talk to me now. You can. Do you have hours that you're off and free and sitting in one nice place where I could walk by?
That's a good question. Do I?
I could just give you like a ferret or something. You could talk to it if you just want to talk to me. You could send an email, write a letter. What kind of talk you need?
We will discuss this later. I must leave.
Discussing leading up to discuss? Oh, this is gonna be one of those days. All right.
I will email you.
Oh, have a great day then. See you around.
And I
Um,
go with the sisters.
Okay, cool.
Because I haven't thought about, like, I don't know if Ross has, like, office hours or something.
Tell them to go. Alright. I'm gonna go
Um,
fetch the humans.
Ross, you looking around the room, you eventually they walk you to the front, where a carriage is waiting for you.
Okay.
Do you get in the carriage?
Yeah.
Cool. You get on the carriage and you take off. You're flown back to the Capitol building, to a different section of the Capitol building. It's like it's not very far at all, but for some reason they saw fit to fly you up there. Consulates, am I right? You get there and you see Consul Priscilla. Good day. What can I do for you?
Is this Priscilla talking?
This is Priscilla talking.
That's a weird accent. That's not what I was expecting. Was it not you who brought me here?
Oh no, it was not me who brought you here. Okay. Cool. No, it was not me that called you here. There were other people. Priscilla. In here, she walks you in another room, and that is where you see Havelock Veterinary. He looks up, says, I hope we all have an understanding, and then leaves. There are a few other people in this room. Hyperion, Madam Hyperion stands and goes, Hello there! My good Ross von Wittelsbach, acting consul. We are most happy to welcome you. Let me get straight to the point, because I, personally, do not like people just running in circles and not saying what it is that they want to say and just going on and on without actually saying anything at all.
And
so
the
we wish
point
to
is?
bring you in here and talk without dancing and saying whatever little things it is that people happen to say. Priscilla raises her hand and says, we want to make it official. We will make you a consulate. You must merely join our little faction.
And if I join your faction, what is it that is required of me?
Oh, merely that you help in furthering the faction's goals, of course. You will reach out when there is time to vote, and we will all vote together. We will actively support one another and actively prevent each other from being hurt, including by methods from other members. I hope that these conditions are not too harsh for you.
I don't like going along on anything that someone says.
Oh, I see. Huh. That's a lovely sword you've got there. I wonder, where did you get it? You don't
From my
answer that question. What matters is not where it came from, but rather where it will go. You see, you find yourself in a most peculiar position right now, and it would be truly shameful if you were not able to make opportunity, or make off with this opportunity, as it were, to further the goals that you think your predecessor would have wanted. Do you not agree?
I'm not going along with what he wants.
Most excellent, Madam Ross. Because you see, our first order of business is doing away with that foul, stingy abstainer of a man. And I did say man, not vampire. King Geoffrey and his quaint human pet, that repulsive Angel Bradley. It would be a shame if you were unable to hold on to the position you find yourself in. That is to say, if the consul decided to elect another member. The boisterous woman.
Indirect.
What'd you say?
What? Sorry.
Go on.
No. You
The
go.
boisterous woman
what?
leans forward, places her large hands, her large elbows on the table, interlocks her fingers, and a shadow passes over her eyes, and you can see the deep, seething red almost smoking in her eyes as she looks at you. What do you do?
Is this not is this Hyperion?
Yes.
Yeah. I did not say I disagreed with anything that any of you want. I'm just saying I will not just go along simply because we are in the same faction.
Oh, of course not, my dear. Of course not. We just
And I do
merely
not
cannot claim
appreciate
to be in the same faction if we do not at least agree to not go after one another.
I don't appreciate your indirect words.
Oh, Madam Ross, my words are nothing but direct. She leans forward a little bit more, baring porcelain white teeth. She says, "Let me make it even more clear. We are offering you life." I'm sure you will remember. Certain people had it out for Mr. Whittlesbach. It would be a terrible shame if news had gotten out that you supported the exact same ideas that he did.
What are you saying?
Merely exactly what I have said, Miss Whittlesbach. Priscilla leans forward and says, "So, will you do it? Or will you be thrown aside like a little dog?"
I'll do it.
Most excellent, ladies and gentlemen! That is precisely what I like to hear! She claps a couple of times, stands, begins pouring a scarlet drink for everyone in here in slightly larger than normal wine glasses and passes them around. And says, "To a toast to the continued success of our dear compatriots." And toasts everyone. She swigs the drink down in one gulp, looks down at you and says, "I so look forward to working with you. It's going to be so much fun."
I
Garrett,
drink.
C.
That's it.
HP doesn't get boosted to 60, it gets boosted double.
Lieutenant Colonel
Ruin.
Selthor. Sabriel the Dragon Knight has just flown off. What are you going to do?
You never said new wound.
Pretty much just keep this, the information flowing on the front lines. See if we get any more reports from Libby. Kind of setting up a communication
Mm-hmm.
way between, or an organized communication, bringing in reports, and so we can send them to Sabriel as soon as we know anything.
Ronan. Yes, you heard me correctly.
Ronan.
Yep.
I forget, did you send your message when you were in the sand pit or when you were in the carriages?
Carriages.
Carriages, cool.
As soon as we knew we were on the road, and I had definitely broken the necklace. My necklace, at least.
Okay, cool.
Girl breaks my necklace.
Yeah, it was
So-
in the carriage.
Yeah, in the carriage before Sam blew up part of the carriage.
Cool. So Lieutenant Colonel Selthor, you are you start setting up those things. It comes time for the daily Monafair. Do you attend?
What?
Do I have military excuse not to?
I mean, yeah, you could use that if you want to. You'd have to tell me what it is, though.
Getting onto a certain. I mean, if I have a easy legal excuse not to go, then I don't.
There
go.
is no legal excuse to go. There is no legal requirement that you attend.
Oh, okay. I thought Monafair was mandatory. Which one? Which one's the mandatory one?
There is no mandatory thing.
Okay. Well,
This is a religion, not a like. I was about to say kamikaze.
there are a lot of religions that have a lot of mandatory things
Like,
in a lot of
well,
countries.
Oh, yeah, no. If you want to say that you're religious, yeah, you will probably attend some Monafairs. But I mean, like, does everyone who claims to be a Christian attend church?
Or mass.
Yeah.
This time I don't go.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. You're sitting there. Before long, Sylvana comes to the door and knocks and says,
Oh boy.
"Mr. Sir,
Yes,
a young, well, I suppose he's not quite that young, but a mortal wishes to speak with you. He says he wants to host the Monafair for our group, the people of the science division, that is. So kind of him, don't you think?"
send him in.
She steps out, and in walks an older human. He looks up and says, I am aware that this is probably treason, but hear me out. I just lied to multiple official individuals to get in here to speak with you because I have received some information from the front lines, and I think that a one Commander Ackerman would like to know the information.
I point to a chair in front of me and I say, "Sit down and explain yourself."
He sits down and says, "Well, I'm not technically allowed to know a bunch of things. You see, I researched law when I was significantly younger.
To the point, the front lines.
Yes. Well, I need some assurance, Miss Sir.
You can follow like that? Mr. Sir. What's the vampire said to you? Don't be
I look at him. What color do my eyes flash whenever I use magic?
Red.
Red.
Mm-hmm.
close your eyes.
Can I possibly make them turn red without specifically using magic?
Sure.
Okay. So my eyes flash red and I say, "You explain what you know and you leave here alive. That is your guarantee.
Right.
No information.
You see, that's not really much of a guarantee. You see, I have no fear of my own life. I can very readily. He kind of looks a little down away from your eyes and is like not directly looking at you. But it's a matter of prison dwelling.
Property therapy session.
No one will lay a hand on you
Huh.
if your
The-
information is satisfactory.
Well, I suppose that's as good of a deal I'm going to get.
I don't like it.
Well, the thing is,
He's just up there, guys.
I received a message from one of my pupils. Ronan is his name. He cast some
The one we
magic.
sent-
I'm sorry?
The one we sent to Castle Black.
I believe he was deployed here recently. It might have been in the relief of Castle Black. I'm not sure exactly. But he says that, I wrote it down. 1 second. Let me bring up my notes. Ronan, did you write it down?
No, but it was pretty straightforward. Libby
Ye-
Ackerman, Sergeant Yagardi, unit captured. The
Oh, I think I have it.
held by so and so, on way en route to the games of had the like a fear whatever the name of that city was.
And have a nice day.
And have a nice day.
Yes, I do remember that last part. And have a nice day, of course. Whatever. He relays this information to Lieutenant Colonel Selthor.
Selthor nods his head. He says, "Thank you for the information." Hands the man several credits or whatever monetary.
Thank you.
Ducats.
Yeah, ducats. He takes the ducats, stands, and says,
Fuck. Oh, why I'm not? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was unmuted. I just one of the recordings didn't download, so I don't have the fifth day of combat. I thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
oh, she's gone.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Anyways, thank you, but I do not accept this. Passes the ducats back to you.
Fair enough. He takes them back.
You see, the dragon talks quite extensively about corrupt officials. Would you like me to give that lesson of the Manifold after all?
Go ahead. Some of these men could use it. But
He calls some people in and starts giving them on affair. But you now have your information. What do you do?
wait, so I'm going to radio to Sabriel.
You're doing the monitor.
Mm-hmm. I step into the other room, radio Sabriel. Basically tell her good news and bad news that they're at the game. So,
Do you know what the games are, by the way? Self-work.
yes, Selthor knows what the games are. I'm sure.
Yeah, he does. Lieutenant Colonel Southorn knows what they are.
Fair.
Yes.
Basically tell her that they're gonna be there at the games. And yes, basically they need to. This does kind of need to turn into a rescue mission, but await further orders.
Cool. All right, yeah, you radio that off. She responds. What else is Selfer going to do today?
I guess tell Ackerman.
Cool. You find Ackerman at his desk for once, writing, and he's humming. What is it, Lieutenant?
I have been informed that Libby and her squad are being sent to the games.
You have? And how have you come about this information?
Some reports came in that they were the Zolamites, or were they the Morians, right?
Yes, they were Morian, but still Zolamites.
The Morians were moving them to the games.
In the capital city of Nelia. Interesting. Well, I suppose that does make things a little bit more difficult. I'll inform Sabriel that rescuing them needs to be a priority.
I thought that was kind of far. We do. They're friends.
Lieutenant Colonel, would you... I am swamped today. Would you please do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
He picks up a letter and says, "Take this to Angel Bradley, please. I need it to be delivered directly to her."
That's good. Yes, sir.
He nods his head and goes back to scribbling things down, humming.
And another.
What'd you say?
Sorry, that was me. I'll be quiet.
Okay, cool. Cool. You head out. You begin to leave. At that point, we're going to cut over to our friend, Mr. Dabonid.
Yes, indeed. This is me.
You two are walking through the rain currently.
Ah. All right. Sweet. How far have we walked?
You've been walking for like an hour or so at this point.
Oh, okay. Give him. Don't leave that. Is this a business district, or are there like restaurants around this?
Yeah, there are restaurants you could probably go to.
I look over at Sarah and I ask, "Oh, Sarah, would you mind going to a restaurant with myself?"
I
Perhaps
could
we
use some
can-
food.
Only problem is, what's a good restaurant?
What'd you say?
I guess-
Selfer? Not Selfer, Dabonid.
I said, only problem now is, what's the better restaurant? What's a good restaurant?
She goes, "I know all my food is cooked in-house. So I actually don't know."
I point down a busy looking area and I say, let's try down there.
Okay. You two head down there. You stop in at your restaurant. You begin to some food is brought to you. You place your orders. You start eating. After a bit, give me a perception check, please.
Perception check. Oh. Nope. That is a what is it? That's a 21.
Cool. There is There are some people around the room who are who don't appear to be eating. They're sitting at tables, they've looked over menus, they've talked to the waiters and waitresses, but they don't appear to be eating anything.
Ah. All right.
I like Jackson's response.
Oh, I didn't hear his response. Bummer. Ah.
Because he was snarking off and not intended to be part of the dialogue of the game.
Okay. Yep. That's good. Oh, excuse me. I must attend to my needs. Be right back. And I head to the bathroom.
Cool. You go to the bathroom, and as you go to the bathroom, you see one of the people stand up and begins trailing behind you.
Instead of going to the bathroom, is there a back door I could back out of?
Yeah, you can head out a back
Like-
door if you want to.
All right. I'll try and do that inconspicuously from Sarah and her sight.
Cool. Before long, the person exits the door as well behind you.
Yeah, I was just gonna wait by a trash can as if I just placed something down there, and then walk by it.
Okay, cool. As you do that, you walk to the other end and you see another man waiting for you. You
I say, excuse me, and I try to walk by him.
He steps in front. Another person steps in front of you, and the guy behind you walks up. Mr.
I
Davenant?
whip my hand out and grab his neck.
Okay, roll initiative.
I don't like anyone following me. For good
Following
reason.
you is not cause for assault in this country, so you are technically the
Oh,
criminal.
That's not assault. Grabbing his neck? Grabbing
That
a
is
random
literally
stranger?
assault. If you grab their neck, that is grounds for someone to stand their own ground.
Uh-huh. Sure.
And if you looked angry while you did it, they could have thought you were murderous. Welcome to court, buddy.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 5.
5, cool.
Oh my goodness!
Go first, Davenant.
That was technically a surprise round.
Yeah, it is. If you want to hurt him, you can hurt him.
I mean, was the person surprised that he was attacking him? I feel like,
I mean, out of nowhere, I just grabbed at his neck.
were you invisible, or did you just...
No, I won't
was the
count it
guy
as
who
a
was
surprise
tailing
round.
you.
No, I won't. No, it's not actually the guy that's telling him. They walked in front of him. This is the guy that was in front of him. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, the other guy
I
is like
calmly
right behind you,
say,
though.
I calmly say, with my eyes growing a deeper red, who are you? And why are you following me?
He grabs your hand and says,
I
"We are the
tighten my grab.
Norsefeldt. You are no. We are the Norsefelds, and you, Mr. Davenant Morpheus Arnok, are under arrest."
As soon as he says the Norse-Fletch, whatever you want to call him, I lower my grasp and, lessen it or whatnot. And I say, for what purpose?
One of them, the guy who's behind you, walks up behind you. They don't answer. The guy who's behind you begins to get really close.
I go and detect bots on them. What's the purpose of they need to make a DC 16 spell save? Wisdom.
They fail. They fail. They all fail.
What's the purpose of their arrestment of myself?
On their surface level thought, it appears like they want you out of the picture.
I'm going to probe the guy in front of me.
Cool. He fails. Yeah, you get into his mind, and that they appear to just want you out of the picture.
Hmm.
They don't have a purpose in arresting you. They don't have any legal reasons for arresting you. They've been ordered to detain you so that Sarah can be retrieved.
I didn't like
That-
that.
That is your action.
I don't like that at all.
You gonna do anything with your movement or your bonus action?
I retightened my grasp on the guy. These are all humans, by the way, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. And I maneuver around this guy, using this guy as a shield.
I would
If
make that a
possible.
grapple. I would make that a grapple check, and that would be your action. You have a bonus action left.
All right.
Here, Spencer.
Bonus action left. Oh
Yep,
wait,
I'll-
I don't have an
Bonus
action.
action and movement.
All
Try
right.
to run.
What's the likelihood that one of my vampires were following me?
Did you tell any of them to be following you?
Not specifically, but that one guy, Edward, the first order he heard was protect me.
You don't
as
see
Lothor.
you don't see any of your vampires around.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll just. I'll get in behind this guy, away from my precarious position.
Cool. If you move, you're gonna take opportunity attacks.
You know what? I won't. I'll shout out saying, "Help! These men are attacking me!" That's a free action, isn't it?
Sure, I'll make that a free. I'll make
I'm
that
gonna
a free.
punch
Action.
this guy.
Cool.
the
Bonus
bonus-
action unarmed strike. Go for it.
That is a 17.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Get out of the way. Come on. Get out of the way. Alright,
What are you
that
rolling
is,
damage on
Actually,
for an unarmed strike?
no. He's a. I
Okay.
didn't. I decided because he's got special stuff for him. Yeah. 1d4
Oh, I
plus
thought-
your strength mod slashing.
Alright. That is 6.
6. Cool. This guy, you slashed across his face and he looks pretty hurt. That's gonna be the Norsefelds. One of them's gonna walk up behind you, try to wrap his hand around your neck. You're gonna grapple. I need an opposed grapple check. He rolled a 17.
That is a.
If you're a vampire, you have advantage on athletics
Yes, I
or
do.
strength checks.
With strength checks. That's a 22.
Nice. He tries to grab you but fails. As a bonus action, he's going to kick you. An 18 to hit. Take 6 damage as he kicks you as he kicks the back of your leg, trying to grapple with you. One of the guys in front of you is going to walk up, and he's going to pull out a little baton, places it to you, and electrocutes you. Take 6 lightning damage. The last guy's going to walk up to you and do the same thing. That's a critical hit. Take 7 plus 4. To take 11 lightning damage as he electrocutes you. You've just been electrocuted twice, and the guy behind you kicked you.
I'm down for the count unless vampiric
Cool.
regeneration will do anything, which I
Not until,
highly doubt.
not until your next turn. You drop to the ground, and they pick you up and begin dragging you to a car.
How heavy
Um,
am I?
You're pretty heavy considering everything that you're wearing, and they're kind of unsure how you're able to stand up because from their reports, you're still in this guy's mind, and from their reports, you're this frail, weak man, and they're like, dude, how's this guy carry himself around? He's so heavy.
Oh, wait, I'm still in his mind.
Sure, yeah, a little bit. I mean, yeah, I'm just your thing is still active a little bit. I'm just but you can't do anything. It's just you're just hearing these thoughts.
All right.
They drag you to a car. They place you in it, a carriage, and they get in. They close the door. They start it up. They begin to head away. As you know, what's happening behind you is very bad, probably. You are being flown. What's going through Davenant's head right now?
I'm increasingly irritated.
Mm-hmm.
I can safely assume that Ackerman had something to do with this.
You can assume whatever you like.
And it's probably true because, this guy thought of Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thinking of where would Ackerman be taking her? Where would a safe location be? I've been driving for so long, or so I feel, and this guy is thinking to himself. And boy, oh boy, I'm irritated. No one just ups and steals myself or Sarah and gets away with it.
You are taken to a warehouse. They drag you in. They chain your feet to the ceiling. You dangle, and they raise water to they dangle you above a vat of water. Your head's just touching the top of the surface of the water. And someone walks in, looks up at you and says, "Well, I do declare you are a more sorrowful sight than I thought you would be." There's a Ganassi standing in front of you. Wake him up. You are snapped back to full consciousness.
I'd probably spit a little bit. Spit some saliva that was probably drooling. And
Well,
say,
Mr. Davenant, since you, what'd you say?
And then say, so what do you want? Why do you want me out of the picture?
Well, you see, I figured that since you were, after all, half Videlkin, it would be most appropriate for us to begin raising the water levels until that was just where you stayed. Right here where you're comfortable. Under the water. Oh, but wait, don't Videlkin breathe through their gills? What would that mean if we covered your nose and your mouth, but not your gills? Huh. We'll just have to find out, I suppose. Good luck, Mr. Arnott.
Are there any other people standing around?
Yeah, there are like 6 or 7 Norsefeld's agents standing around her.
And I still have that detect thoughts on that one guy, or is that
No,
ended
not
by
at,
now?
not at, no, that's gone by now.
Alright, I'm gonna cast detect thoughts on this person.
Cool. Wisdom save. Nat 1.
Oh, I
She
was
leans
gonna
over and
make
picks
her
up
do-
some notes.
Okay, I enter her mind. I'm gonna probe deeper.
Mhm. Mhm. What? And go on. What are you looking for?
I go to the moment that she was ordered to do this, or she got some command to do this.
You see Commander Ackerman look up at her, walk up to her and grab the back of her hair and twirl her locks in his fingers, move them back and forth, place his hands on her shoulder and say, You've done so well, Sylvana. I have but a few more tasks for you to carry out.
This is Sylvana?
I need you to take care of. I need you to bring Sarah back to me. While you're at it, take care of Davenant. She kind of leans back into him, brushes her head against his cheek, and says, "How would you like me to do it?" He says, "Be creative, Sylvana. Exactly what I pay you to do." And turns and walks away.
Now I'm going to search a memory. Did she ever dislike Ackerman for any reason?
No, she's his lover.
Okay. I'm gonna do something creative yet it's weird.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Do it.
attempt to use my 5th level ability to block that. That memory.
Stop. Yeah, about time.
Yeah. Who cares?
Shocked and
Who
excited.
cares if she's
You,
a lover of some twiddly dit?
you reach for her mind. Give me an Arcana check. You'll have to remind me how your ability works.
It just gives a +10 on blocking, as it were.
Okay.
Arcana. Yeah.
You give me an Arcana check, please.
That's a natural 20.
What'd you say, Jackson?
That's a natural
You-
20.
You go into her mind and you see the memory of her. You're looking for the what memory are you looking for?
I'm looking for the memory that Ackerman told her to get rid of Davenant and Sarah and
Mhm.
block that.
You lock that memory and she goes rigid and faints. The agents walk up to you, they taser you, you pass out, and they, as you fade from consciousness, they walk her out of the room. We then, of course, pass back over to Lieutenant Colonel Selthor. What are you doing, Lieutenant Colonel Selthor?
I guess after making whatever preparations I need to make sure everything goes smoothly, I head out towards Annie's place or wherever Annie's staying.
All right, yeah. You begin to head to where you know that Angel Bradley will be staying. Okay. I have a couple of things I have to do. You begin making your way over there. Annie, what have you been doing today?
I was just talking to Jake, and then there was a commotion outside.
Cool. You hear that commotion. Jake looks up. What do you do?
First I'm like, is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Jake, or it's just do like gestures to the door?
No, you can go. Yeah, deal with your business.
Okay, thank you. You come again soon, and we'll talk more, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then she'll close the door, and she'll turn and like close it, like as she's closing it behind her, and she's looking for what this commotion is.
You hear some muffled shouts. You don't see Jeffrey anywhere. You don't see anyone. What do you do?
I guess head towards the shouting.
Cool. You round the corner, and you see your friend Karen, along with Jeffrey. No, you see Karen. You see Michael. All the enforcers line the wall in little pictures. You see Jeffrey standing in the middle of the room. There is a glowing sword in his hand, and he's looking around the room. He then slashes at the air, and you see a giant gash get taken out of his side. He steps forward and slashes at the air again. You hear a screech as something gets cut. He looks around and looks up and says, "Miss Bradley, run!"
I guess I'm running towards the back exit.
Cool. You head that way, and the hallway in front of you begins to stretch.
Is there a door that I can reach?
The door that Jake's behind.
I'll go in there.
You begin running towards it, and the door begins accelerating away from you. You reach out for it. I need an athletics check for you to try and grab this door. Man, not doing too hot tonight, Jeffrey. Eight. You leap for the door but miss and begin sliding backwards. Something grabs a hold of your leg and slowly begins to pull you back. It feels like a tentacle wrapping around you.
Ugh. Can I kick at it?
Yeah, you can kick at it. Make an attack roll.
That's a dirty 20.
Close proficiency.
Plus proficiency?
Because you're an unarmed strike.
3.
23, that's a hit. Roll damage. Oh, sorry, unarmed strike is just 1 plus your strength.
That's 2.
2? Okay, cool. You kick this thing, there's a little screech.
I'm gonna yell, Jake, I need help!
Hold up.
Or actually, it'd probably be more like, Jake, help me!
There's only like pictures of the enforcers on the wall.
I have not been able to. I've been reading through your notes the entire game, and I cannot for the life of me find the name of your ex.
Mike.
Your ex?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Huh?
My mic. There's your ex mic, and there's another mic in the room right now.
Michael. Yeah, Michael's in a picture right now.
Oh.
Phil transforms in front of you. I don't even. Hold up. I've got to change the music. Phil transforms in front of you. There is this giant kraken-looking thing that slams down in front of you as Phil stretches to his height, the epitome of sloth, unleashing his power. You feel all of your strength drained from you, just as his presence is revealed. Jeffrey collapses to the ground, unconscious. Then Phil remembers that you're there and begins to focus on you, and a tentacle wraps around him, and he begins to wrestle with something.
Am I free now?
Yeah, you're free. Phil is slammed into the floor. It cracks, and you hear, "You will not stand in my way. I will have her. I will have her." Phil is going to take. Holy crap. 37, 36, 42.
That's not a bad idea. I might mutter a prayer to the dragon.
60, 70. No, it'd be 84. Phil takes 84 damage. Those were critical hits. Hmm?
That's a yikes for me, bro.
He had to roll these attacks at disadvantage. Phil makes people roll all attacks at disadvantage as his ability lethargy saps their strength. Huh? He got hit by 3 20s.
At disadvantage?
Yeah, that wasn't all in a row. He made 8 attacks. Just to clarify. It's that. Did you not see my face just now? Dude, tell me about it. Phil's gonna take. I've already added in the modifier, so I need to subtract modifier. Wait, no, so it's 50. 130. Phil takes 130 damage. Jeffrey, it's Jeffrey's turn. Jeffrey makes his save. It's his first save. The other three. Oh no, never mind. No, he doesn't. Cool. That's their turn. That's gonna be Phil's turn. Phil is going to use Whip of the Sloth. His tentacle whips out as you hear this disgusting noise. Come on, Phil, you got hit better than that. Okay, cool. The guy's got to make a save. Because Phil does not like being physical, so everything has to make saves on him. He makes everyone else do their work. And the creature is going to be stunned for a turn as he says, "Nah." Jeffrey makes his save, stands up, his white sword in his hand, looks up and says, "Beast!" Jumps in the air and slams down 5 feet in the air. You realize the room around you is now huge. Jeffrey is now 5 feet in the air on top of something that is invisible. Jeffrey, that's a big hit. Okay, 2 hits. Pulls the sword out and white light flashes all over this creature. You see Phil flinch as it does so. This thing's gonna take a lot of damage. Give me a history check, please, Annie. Okay, so I said a lot of damage. Jeffrey only did 50 damage.
24?
20. He's gonna use Smite. So he does 60 damage. 24. This is a holy weapon. Specifically, it is. Hold up, I have it written down. I don't want to say the name wrong. I know. I feel like I know it, but I'm gonna say it wrong. It is Brilliance, Longsword of St. Paul. It's a +3 Holy Avenger. He just hit this thing very hard. Then that's going to be the creature's turn again. It's going to try and escape from its
Do I get
grapple.
to try to run again?
Oh, sorry, it's your turn. I completely forgot.
I want to try to get to the door.
Cool. You stand up. The door's at the other end of the room now. You can move 30 feet. You won't be able to get there till next turn.
Sure. And can I grab? Are we in the kitchen?
No, you're in the hallway.
Can I have anything to defend myself with? there anything in the hall?
Not really.
Take a whole door with you.
Just grab a door and run with it.
Okay, I guess. No, I'll be smooth. I'll be heading for the door.
Cool. You begin walking to the door. This thing's lost its turn, so
Wait, can I dash?
yeah, I will get you to the door this turn, but you won't be able to get through it.
Okay, I'll get as close
Yeah,
to the door as I
you
can.
can open door, but you can't get through it.
Yeah.
Cool. The thing comes out of invisibility, and you see Mike, but his form looks twisted and tortured and blistered and rotted. It looks all wrong.
I think there's probably a mix of fear and pity at the same time.
As soon as you open the door, flame blasts through it as Jake storms out, flips his trident over and throws it, and you pass out.
Fun.
Um,
Did I get hit with anything to that? Okay, good.
you wake up in a room, and Jeffrey and the enforcers are standing over you. You're in your room where you were with Jake. Miss Bradley, are you okay?
She'll kind of sit up and look herself over. Is she okay? I don't think she got
Perfectly
hit at
fine.
all.
Yeah, you're perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Everyone around you looks fine. I said, we heard a noise and came in here and you were passed out.
Is that what happened?
You see Phil kind of like walk up beside you and start licking your you see that Phil's been standing here and he's licking your face.
Does Phil look fine?
Hmm?
Does
Yeah,
Phil look
Phil looks perfectly fine.
I guess she just looks at Jeffrey and she's like, I guess I passed out and had a bad dream or something.
Oh, all right. Well, that's no good. One of the enforcers answers it. Hello, Bradley residence. Who is this? Miss Bradley, Fabius wants to speak with you.
Oh, thank the first dragon. She holds her hand out. She's like, that's my friend.
He hands you the phone. Hey,
Hey, what's up?
well, that's Hyperion. Well, say it. If you, miss, if you want to see your, I can't do his voice. Holy crap! Why can I not do his voice?
It's him. Just say, hey, boy toys! And then you'll get it.
Ew.
Well, if you want to see any of your employees alive again, you'll resign from working with King Jeffrey.
I think her face just loses all color all at once as her eyes widen. Does she recognize this voice from the parties?
Say the second part of it. And well, that's well, Miss Brandon, they've taken us all prisoner. They've got a gun to my head right now, and we're just all just a little worried. It's not what it's. It's got the point across.
Is that all? I just have to resign?
You have to go home and promise to not get involved with anything further.
And they'll all be free?
That's what they say.
Can I have an hour?
You have 1 hour. Give me a history check.
Nine.
You don't know. You don't remember. The voice sounds familiar, but you don't know who it was. Man, so many nat 20s tonight. Jeffrey says, Miss Bradley, you don't look okay. Is everything all right?
They would have overheard me say all I have to do is resign and
Yeah.
then they'll be let go.
Miss Bradley, what is going on? Sorry. Ms. Bradley, what is going on?
Someone has all of my employees, and in order to get them back, I have to resign from working with you. I have an hour. Or they're going to kill them.
Jeffrey stands up and says, well, Miss Bradley, I suggest what you do is resign from working for me.
Yeah.
Jeffrey stands up, walks out of the room. Karen, is aghast and so lost.
Thank you, she says to the enforcers, for everything. But I guess I'm going home now.
They'll be driving you home.
Well, I mean, of course.
You're escorted onto a carriage and you're begin driving through the rain in that direction. The camera cuts away from you, and we find Dabanid sitting in his room, hanging upside down as the water begins to rise toward him. Mr. Gimsbach. I need an insight check.
Sure. Let's go pull it up. That's 22.
Amelia did not want you in there.
And
what do you do?
In the vault room?
She was, from the very moment you walked in the room, she was uncomfortable and trying to keep you on one side of the room. What do you do?
I was gonna leave.
Cool. So you've already left. Yeah,
Okay.
you are cool. What do you do?
I I wanted to go find a bestiary, probably the same one that procured my bear a while back.
Cool. You find a bestiary, yeah.
And just go up to the guy in the front and let him know I've got some odd requests that need. See what they can set me up with. Is this? I'm assuming this is one of some repute. What's the? There's a list. But in general, the usual greetings, and then asking if they deal in interplanar options, or if they work with a conjurer, or if they just hunt what is found in convenient nature.
A difficult request. Tell me what you're looking for, and I'll let you know if we have it.
Start with one of the simpler ones, Blink Dog.
I do happen to have a blink dog, yes. One of them. 100,000 ducats.
How much is that in real world money?
Not the same.
Jeez. And 100,000 ducats is unpleasant, but I can work with that. Do you have any sort of looking more in the world of Fey monstrosities, there's something I'd heard of. I don't know if it's really sold, but a death dog.
Come with me. He walks to the back, closes the door behind, closes some curtains, opens the door, closes that door, and then he moves a shelf aside. There's another door, and it, instead of opening like a normal door does, it just goes down into the floor. He walks down, lights turn on, and you see all kinds of dire creatures and fey creatures.
You are a sight for sore eyes. I feel like we might be doing quite a bit of business together.
It would be my pleasure, sir.
Might I ask, do you get these yourself, or do you have friends for that?
Let's just say I can't exactly say precisely where these things have been retrieved from. It's not good business to
Oh, I wouldn't dare ask a name or methodology. I'm sure you do everything above board with full documentation. I'm not curious to see it.
Of course.
And as a germ question, if you do capture a Fey, when you summon it, does it have its power? Like, any abilities that it had, does it keep when you summon it as a household?
Yeah, it would.
Okay, anything that's innate to
Well,
it.
certain things, yes. Yeah, it does carry certain things, other things it would not.
Like harpies or sprites.
Like they would keep physical characteristics.
Like a harpy's scream it would keep, but not its spellcasting?
Yes.
Cool. So if something like an imp that can go invisible, is that by its nature or is that a spell?
Okay. The spell.
Because they're not cast at they're sometimes they don't qualify as actual spells. Isn't that a Blink Dogs thing too?
With your pass, as you're going, so you have a disposable income of about $200,000 ducats.
As a yearly?
As no, that's what you have currently.
Oh, okay.
You may, as a Lord First Deputy, you make about $100,000 a year.
Yikes! So this is like purchasing expensive car.
Yeah.
Not to be done lightly. Cool.
These are very rare creatures, and everything in here is going to have a starting price of $100,000. So you can probably purchase one thing. Take your pick.
One thing off my paycheck.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have to
Mhm.
purchase it with legal.
Yeah, and then you'd have to justify it, which I mean, might not be too difficult, but you'd still have to.
Um. Okay. Yeah. Death Dog is well, given your given the price of a Blink Dog ammo, I figure I might as well make my investments to the point, sir. What name do you go by?
Call me. His voice pitches up, like every down that was in it, like the bass is suddenly turned off, and says, "Call me the Collector."
Well, you can call me Mr. Mr. von Gemsbach. The von's the part that matters more. I'm looking to grow my house, and the things in the
Yes.
forest just don't quite suit my needs.
Of course, but of course. So might I interest you in some of our more rare creatures?
Do you have a death dog? And does it do everything they can say it does? They say it can do.
I have a death dog. As for what it can do for you, I can't be sure. He touches the little cage, and there's as something slams into the cage.
If my shadows eat something, does that gain it to my household, or do I have to physically take the last bite?
You have to physically drain the thing dry.
So I have to do the only damage to it?
Of course, I do have a little bit of a... If you're not... Are you religious, sir?
I've been accused of such. What's it?
Are you opposed to, say, a little more scaly pets?
Oh, that's beautiful. For what I'm doing, I wouldn't. I'm not opposed per se, but it's not what I'm looking for today. Dragons are too precious.
Of course. No, it's not a dragon. Dear me. No. A wyvern, though.
What level is a wyvern?
CR, I think it's a CR5 or something like that.
My max is CR1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so even if I had it, I couldn't. It's a 6. Okay, but it's not something I could physically use.
Correct.
Okay, good. Oh, well, thank you for correcting me. I was about to be real concerned for a second. Even though this place seems very secure, trading dragons seems.
No one's seen a dragon in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's a those things don't take kindly to being pets. I'd figure.
No, probably not.
But you never know. It's a good friend to have.
Well,
Neither.
there's your little death dog if you want it.
How much would a death dog cost?
100,000 ducats.
Oh, is that all? Well, what?
Dragons are a good friend to have, huh?
Uh-huh. Have to go find my to-do list because I have a list of things that I needed.
So do you purchase this thing?
I don't suppose you can get like a muzzle on that creature.
I'll muzzle it for you and ship it wherever you need it to go.
I just need it muzzled and chained down. Sadly, this isn't a pet I'm taking home.
Ah, very well. He chains the thing down for you, takes you into a side room where you see a couple of assistants leaving, and there is this
Terrifying creature.
Yeah. It's got 2 heads. its skin is like patched and like light fur, but the fur is like it's not dense hair. It's very scattered, but the fur looks like they're hard as rock.
Like stone bristles almost.
Yeah.
Well, am I still wearing my full-on investigator? Or
If you want to be.
I was gonna turn that jacket inside out.
Cool.
I gave him
Yeah.
my name, so I'm not.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't. If he doesn't know, I'd rather keep it that way.
Mhm.
And I don't. Sorry, I don't have the full money in my pocket right this second, but I can write you a check and.
That check will be most acceptable.
Oh. And if it bounces, you've got my name. It won't, but for your peace of mind.
Oh, don't worry. I have peace of mind. You hear a little as different animals begin doing their howl or growl or noise of choice.
Does it have a name though? I mean, I don't. The death dog, did you?
Oh, I call that one Jackal and that one Chain.
Well, I guess today they're set free.
That's one way of putting it. And he walks out of the room. I'll give you some privacy. Closes the door. What do you do?
If it's muzzled and chained down, I'll summon a bird to just put a wing over its face, so it doesn't have to see. And then I will attempt to drain it through the neck until dry.
Oh. You bite this thing's neck. I'm not even going to cause you to roll for it, because you'll just keep doing it till you do. And you begin to suck this thing dry of its blood. After a while, you feel power course through you, and you now have a new little summon.
Yes. Oh.
You stand and head back up to the exit. The guy thanks you for your business. You walk outside, and on your passive perception, you see a vampire run down the street at incredible speed.
At me or just sideways?
Sideways across the street.
Do I know what its name is, or any defining features? That's obviously a vampire.
It's obviously a vampire. Eyes are glowing. The claws on its hand tell you that it's still a thrall. The type of claws that it has.
There's a different type?
Yes, so it's a spawn. It's a vampire spawn.
What does that mean?
A thrall is just a vampire who's subservient to another vampire. A vampire spawn is created through a different process. It's a similar process, but instead of giving them your own blood, you just drain them of their blood and then let them come back to life, and they're a vampire spawn.
Are they still beholden to you?
It's kind of why draining mortals is illegal.
So vampire spawns, are those legal?
No.
Does the giant eagle take a full CR? I think it is. But a butterfly is 0 CR, so 1 plus 0 is 1, right? Is that how that math works?
You sure it's not?
I mean, is 1 plus 0 not 1?
What's the CR of it?
Eagle is
One.
CR 1,
You
but
can
a spider or equivalent is CR 0.
Yeah, you can summon one CR0 and a CR1. I'll let you do that.
Okay, so I'll leave the butterfly in the vault, letting Mike and myself look around.
Cool.
And if I don't think it can open, none of the doors were open when we left, so it's all it
No.
can do is get a 3D look at them. But
Yeah.
I'll probably I need to talk to Mike about that, but oh well. And I will shout out to. What's this? You don't. Hey you, yes, but just louder.
He turns and looks at you.
What are you doing?
I have something I have to do.
I'm
And
gonna-
turns and continues running.
And I'll shout out to stop, and I doubt he does, but I'll blow my whistle and start sprinting after him.
Cool.
I can only go 60 per thing, but
Okay.
if I can hit him once, that's
No, you can't catch up to him. He's moving the same speed you are.
cool. As if I had caught him at the first. If he was within 120 feet of me when I started, that first turn of running, shouting, and closing,
Yeah.
I didn't spell out the mechanics though.
Yeah.
So I'll just
Yeah.
keep chasing him and see where that
Cool.
scent goes, and have an
Self-lore.
eagle flying.
You approach
Circles.
Angel Bradley's house. Lieutenant Colonel Selthor. You approach Angel Bradley's house and you see a carriage fly off. You see King Jeffrey walk out. He looks down at you and goes, Lieutenant Colonel Selthor.
I salute and say yes, sir.
I have a mission for you. He walks down. Miss Angel Bradley's employees have been taken captive. They're being threatened with gunpoint. Are you up for a rescue mission?
Selthor's eyes gleam. He said, yes.
Then that's where I'll end us for tonight.
This guy is still drowning. Not technically. He's just in water. Yeah.
How's that my fault?
Selthor hasn't had action in a long time.
It's like 2 rescue missions.
You can go ahead and tell Craig to leave. Hey, Jory.